It's Saturday night. The music is good. The people are friendly. Someone just handed you a drink you actually like. By every measurable standard, this is a good party. And yet, somewhere around the 90-minute mark, something shifts inside you. It's not boredom exactly. It's not sadness. It's more like a slow pressure, like a tide coming in. The laughter around you gets a little louder. The room feels a little smaller. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet voice whispers, "It's time." So you start doing the math. How do I leave without making it weird? Do I say goodbye to everyone? Or will that make a whole thing? Maybe I just slip out. And you do. You get in your car, or you walk home, and the moment you're alone, you exhale. Deeply, like you've been holding your breath for an hour and a half without realizing it. And then, maybe this is the part that really gets you. You feel guilty about it. You scroll through your phone wondering if people noticed. Wondering if there's something wrong with you. Wondering why everyone else seems to run on social energy while you seem to run out of it. If that's you, stay with me. Because there is nothing wrong with you. And we're going to explore exactly why. The most well-known explanation is the concepts of introversion and extroversion. But here's what most people get wrong about these words. Introversion is not shyness. It's not social anxiety. It's not even about disliking people. Extroverts are energized by social interaction. The more people, the more noise, the more stimulation, the more alive they feel. For them, the party is a battery charger. For introverts, it's the opposite. Social interaction, especially large, unstructured group settings, draws from a finite reservoir. The conversation is good, but it costs something. The laughter is real, but it takes something. And at some point, the well simply runs dry. But it goes deeper than just introversion. Research in sensory processing sensitivity, pioneered by psychologist Dr. Elaine Aron, suggests that roughly 15 to 20% of people have a nervous system that is biologically wired to process the world more deeply, more thoroughly, more intensely. These are people Dr. Aron called highly sensitive persons, or HSPs. And if you're someone who leaves parties early, there's a meaningful chance you fall somewhere on this spectrum. For an HSP, a crowded room isn't just loud, it's a symphony of data. You're unconsciously registering the body language of the person across the room who seems a little sad tonight. You're noticing the subtle tension between two friends by the door. You're processing the bass in the music, the flickering overhead light, the 6 conversations happening simultaneously around you. Your brain is working overtime, not because you're broken, but because you're wired for depth. And so, of course, you need to leave early. You've already experienced more of that room than most people in it. Now here's where I want to gently ask you to flip something. We live in a culture that celebrates extroversion almost as a moral virtue. The life of the party, the networker, the one who closes the bar down at 2 a.m. These are the people our culture quietly tells us to be. And so when you leave early, you absorb the message that you've somehow failed at socializing. That your threshold is a flaw, a limitation, something to overcome or apologize for. But what if we've been reading this completely backwards? Think about what leaving early actually requires. It requires self-awareness, an honest, real-time understanding of your own internal state that most people spend decades in therapy trying to develop. It requires the courage to honor your needs over social expectation. And it requires a kind of emotional integrity. You'd rather leave genuinely than stay inauthentically. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. All of humanity's problems stem from the inability to sit quietly in a room alone. The people who leave parties early, they've never had that problem. They crave that room. They restore in that room. Solitude is not their punishment. It's their sanctuary. The conversations you do have at parties, they tend to mean something, don't they? You're not the person floating around collecting small talk like party favors. When you connect deeply. You ask the real questions. You remember what people told you. You see people. You may touch fewer lives in a night, but the ones you touch completely. That is rare. That is a gift. And the world needs people who are capable of that kind of depth, perhaps now more than ever. So how do we navigate a world that doesn't always understand this about us, without forcing ourselves to become someone we're not? Here are 3 gentle thoughts. The first is, give yourself permission to plan your exit before you arrive. Before the party, decide, not if you'll leave early, but when. Maybe it's 90 minutes. Maybe it's 2 hours. Having that internal contract with yourself removes the guilt spiral entirely. You're not fleeing. You're honoring a commitment you made to yourself. There's a profound difference. The second is, find your person. Large group socializing is exhausting partly because it's shallow by design. But one real conversation, one genuine exchange with someone who actually interests you, can make the whole night feel worthwhile. Before you write off an event, give yourself one task. Find one person worth talking to. You'll leave feeling full instead of drained. The third, and perhaps most important, is stop explaining and apologizing. You don't owe anyone a detailed medical report on your social battery. The right people in your life will understand. And slowly, gently, you can start letting people know you more honestly. Your authenticity, over time, gives other quiet people around you permission to be honest too. You become, quietly, a gift to the room even as you're leaving it. Here's what I want to leave you with. There is a version of the story where leaving the party early is the sad part. The retreat, the limitation, the thing you wish you didn't have to do. But there's another version, and I think it might be the truer one. In this version, you are someone who has learned, perhaps through years of navigating a loud world with a quiet soul, exactly what restores you, exactly what drains you, exactly where your best self lives. You know that your richest conversations happen one-on-one, that your most creative ideas arrive in silence, that the best version of you isn't the one who stayed until midnight. It's the one who got home, made tea, and actually processed everything you felt and thought and noticed that day. You are not someone who missed the party. You are someone who experiences the world so fully, so completely, so deeply, that you simply need more time alone to hold it all. That's not a flaw in your design. That's the whole point of you.